These social medias is hilarious. Grand rising to all the guys and goddesses. I ain't gonna be on this video here for too long. I'm gonna wait for some more people to step in. It's Saturday, study day. Pull out some books and dive in. Y'all, look. Now, y'all know my first TikTok page got blocked, right? It's completely banned. But then I created another one, right? And they've been on my behind. Now, you know your phone, I believe it's like your IP, like an IP, like your phone has a code to it. So whether or not if you get banned somewhere else and you try to reopen up another account, they still can see that IP number, so they still know it's you. So even with this new account, they've been riding my behind. So the TikTok, my backup TikTok, is officially permanently banned. And I just had to laugh at it because I'm like, I swear they own the conscious community hard. When I say hard, they own us real hard. Trying to surveillance and stop all of that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want these conversations being had about none what's going on, because this whole system is exposed. And I'm just like, why try to stop stuff now? Because this is pretty much over. You know, everything is out there. Everything has been exposed. There is nothing that we don't know now. You understand? It's just you have a few that's still playing catch up and mustard. But for the majority of us, we are aware. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Reflections. They are. And I had to laugh at it because I'm like, soon as I went and posted up on the post strike, it was like a 1 minute video. And I directed everybody to my Facebook page and my YouTube. But to find out YouTube kept the video up, I thought they blocked it, but the whole video can be watched on YouTube. But I don't know because, you know, these social medias, if 1 minute they can ban something or block something, next thing you know, you go back, they don't let it go back up. So now the video's back up. But the little short clip that I used to try to, get people to go on to my YouTube and Facebook, they blocked me because of that permanently. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's cool because I already knew my assignment was up with TikTok. And I see a lot of content creators too going through the same thing. Like, I was just live and I'm banned. Maybe it's time for you to move on from that app. Maybe your mission is done there. Don't keep on trying to go at it back and forth with these. That's why we need to be meeting up privately. We need to come together. Yes, they are very scared. They are very scared, God. Yes, they are. And they know the gods is woke. They already know that there's not nothing that we cannot know. The plethora of information is right in our Akashic records. The memory is being restored. We remembering stuff that they done tried to erase out of history. The spirit is speaking to the divine and giving us information. Like I said, the more we get connected, the more we elevate and we raise our frequency, the more we elevate in our spiritual awareness, our perspective changes. When our perspective changes, what happens is our reality changes. Everything around us changes. And we are the ones that's controlling the matrix. Remember, the matrix is the brain. That's Neo. That's neocortex. That's none other than the brain. The matrix is stemming from you. This illusionary world that we are projecting is none other than what we call the Amenta, the shadow realm. That's why I said we control the Saturn Moon matrix, because it's being projected through the gods collectively. And they know when we wake up, it's pretty much over because we start to shift this. That's why everybody talking about Mandela this, Mandela that. No, the Mandela effect is the result of your ascension. Everything is changing. And they know that they are not a part of the new world. They are honestly being written out of everything right now. So they mad They mad because the guy spoke and they already know that they are not a part of the future. Their expiration date has already ended. We just dealing with the residue of the end of them. So they mad because now we pushing this out into the universe. We're collectively united in the spirit. We are on the same frequency, which is what's causing this energy to vibrate at an extensive rate. It's causing all of this to collapse. And like I said, coming this new moon, oh, baby, everything from now on is gonna be amplified. It's gonna be different. It's a different season. It's a new season right now, and they're not liking this. So they coming against all of the conscious people. I'm talking about the real, authentic, divine people that was deliberately brought back here at this appointed time, incarnated here at this appointed time to raise the frequencies here. They've been done for. The war has already been won. Y'all, look, I got a video that I'm gonna be working on today to try to get out today, because the spirit put some things on me about America. I'm gonna say this because I ain't gonna give it to you all, because I gotta leave some for the video. But when I tell you America, this nation is a baby. This nation is literally a baby. And they ain't even been here. This nation ain't even been up for that long. And just look how they self-destructing. Look how they are falling apart. This lets you know that these people was never meant to be in the position that they are in. They ain't even been ruling for that long. And they can't even uphold their own system. It's crashing. They fighting within their own powers. Everybody fighting for control. And guess what? Ain't neither one of them finna get it. Oh, this corporation, this corpse itself is done for. When I say they the debtors, see, they need us. We don't need the system need us. They needed us to keep buying into the system, buying into their game, playing Monopoly, so that they can keep playing on our ignorance. This is how they've been able to stay in power, because our people were ignorant to the fact of what was going on. Now, since the conscious folks have awakened, the gods have awakened to their spiritual awareness and their roots and who they are, you see how things is shifted. Everything is changed. So they can't no longer continue to do the things that they do. Now they running scared because they know they done ran out of time. So everything that they trying to do is all being exposed. They ain't even, to be honest, let me just make this very clear. They ain't even in power anymore. This is why they have to create resets, because every time the people wake up, every time they have to create a reset so that way they can gain back power again. See, they took the Mayat, the chaos out of order out of chaos, from us. But see, this time, it ain't finna work in their benefit. Pluto has been here causing nothing but havoc for their asses. That's why their whole system, rest in peace, because it's death on their ass right now. And I'm saying this whole little boat is sinking fast. And they all finna drown. The stuff that they doing to the children. I'm talking about the hitting stuff that people don't talk about. All the stuff that's been going on, from the hitting, from the things that are seen, to the things that we are aware of. This place is done. This is done. And then what make matters worse is when you think about it. It's like, damn, they ain't even been here for that long, and they crumbling. America has not been a nation for that long, man, and they falling apart. They done. The war, honestly, been won already. It's already been won already. Honestly, all we have to do as a people, as a nation, is rise up, and it's over. This nation's so brittle right now. They so scared of the chosen ones rising up and taking back everything. But like I be trying to tell people, this is a spiritual thing. We don't need to be trying to compete with the man with the so-called white man. Why? Not in this material reality. We rule the real world. We done ruled this shit already. Why should we want to rule it again? We done. You're going to start seeing them disappear. Because you want to know why? Because they don't exist in the higher realms. They don't exist there.
Like you just go past all of these guys.
We need to be trying to get up out of here. We are spiritual people that's here having a human experience. We are gods coming here to experience our creation. We are here to elevate, to perfect God. Not to come here to do what we already done. The job is to be greater, to do better, to become better. Not to go back and do what we already done. That's why I be like, it ain't meant for us to rule this place again. It's meant for us to go home and rule the real kingdom that they don't have keys to. See, that's why the white man had to make his heaven on earth. That's why he had to lie to you on where heaven was at. But in all actuality, heaven is in you. And you visit that place every night. That's the Amenta. Melanin is sleep. When you go to sleep, you get a chance to experience the real world. You get a chance to experience the real world. This is just the illusionary world. But that's the shit that they don't want you to know. Because they want you to stay trapped in the Alice, in what they call it, Alice Wonderland. Alice of the Wonderland. They want you to play their game. They want you to stay on the checkerboard so you can be a pawn. They don't want you to know that you hold the keys. They can't get into the real heaven. They got to lie to you about it. So that's why they got to create their heaven on earth. And now their heaven on earth is becoming their hell. It's becoming unbearable for their asses. True to the game, Coke. You trying to come on? Let me bring you on real quick. I think one of the goddesses was trying to come on. Let me see. You trying to come on, goddess? I need you to request again. But yes, they had to create their heaven here because they can't make it to the real world. All this stuff that's falling apart, ain't no fixing this. This is the unfixable. And America finna pay a heavy duty price for what they are doing to the innocent. True to the game, Coco. I think you was trying to come live, goddess. I think I opened up the request for you to come on here. But this is wicked, y'all. We need to be focusing on our exit plan to get on up out of here and keep elevating. That's why they say we got to keep elevating. Yes, because elevation is your key to activate your Merkaba to get the hell up out of here. Because you inhale. And I always have to bring this up all the time to remind people because we get so distracted with this system and all of the different distractions that's coming from all of these different directions. We get wrapped up in the sauce and we forget that this ain't the real world. We forget that we trying to make it up out of here to go back home to the real world. We forget that the matrix is controlled by us. It's being projected and collectively we're creating this. Collectively. The guys. Y'all seen the cartoon movie called, somebody said, I thought the earth was splitting, leaving them in the old world. Understand, And I made a video on this. I'm gonna keep talking about this because this needs to be planted in people's minds. Inner stand, overstand, and outer stand. We are not on the planet. And I know that's gonna mess a lot of y'all up. We are in a dimension that is between time and space. This realm is being projected from your inner world. What the Egyptians called the Amenta, which is the hidden land. This is a dimension, not a planet. That's why the only way you can get up off of here is through stargates and through portals. And the only thing that can exit up out of this matrix is light. That's why you have to ascend and grow spiritually so you can transform into your light being. Yes, this realm is splitting because as it split based off frequencies, because the only thing that separates the realms in this dimension, understand dimension and realms is totally two different things. Everything is stemming from your mind. That's why based off the Hermetic teachings of Tahuti, it lets you know that all is mind and mind is all, because universally everything is mental, baby. So this world that you see is only a projection or a mirror of the inner world, which is called the Amenta, which is the hidden land that exists within you. So the matrix is in your mind. The projection you are creating, that is none other than the hidden land. It's a mirror of the real world. What you see is what they call the illusionary world. That's why in the movie The Matrix, Neo represents neocortex, which is your brain. So when we talk about the splitting, we're talking about the frequency, because each realm is separated by frequency, energy, and vibration. And as you were seeing, to get on up out of this matrix, you start to jump realms, which means that each realm is frequency. So you begin to jump your consciousness. This is what the effect of what they call the Mandela effect is. Because see, when you start to ascend spiritually in your consciousness, what happens is when your perception change, your reality change. You are a God, so you have the ability to change your entire reality. That's the effects of what you call your ascension. That's what's creating the Mandela effect, because all the gods are starting to jump. We're starting to jump from one realm to the next to elevate to get up out of here. You're jumping. So yes, there will be a split. There's being multiples of splits because you're ascending, and many will be left behind because a lot of these beings don't exist in the higher realms. They only exist in the lower realms. You understand what I'm saying? So all of this is happening within your mind. All of it. This is why I stated years ago, story time. I had went through meditation, and I went so deep within meditation, y'all. I ended up tapping into the other side. And you know when the TV fizz out and you see those green, not those green, but those white and gray balls, when the TV finna change channels, that's exactly spiritually how I shifted over. And when I woke up, y'all, I didn't wake up here in my house. I woke up on the other side in a white room, the same room that Morpheus took Neo in. I woke up in that white room and I was on a bed and I was hooked to machines. It was a nurse that was sitting there in a white jacket, looking just like a doctor. It was a brown man that walked in with a clipboard in his hand. And the first thing he said is, "She's woke." Immediately when I was aware that I woke up, it was like my consciousness jumped right back over here into this matrix. Understand, you are here, but you're not here. What's happening is your consciousness is being projected over here into this matrix. You're projecting your consciousness. Your real body is not even here. This is what you call your Ka. You already in your Ka, which is based off the Egyptian mythology. That's your doppelganger, the one that looks exactly like you. That's you right now. Your real body is somewhere else sitting, waiting. You in a cryo state, in a deep sleep. Y'all remember off the Matrix where he was sleeping inside them pods, but his consciousness was being projected into the Matrix? This is exactly what's happening inside people. And people ain't paying attention to these movies, but they are dropping gems within these movies and letting you know, without letting you know, what the heck is really going on. Yes, the Mandela effect is just your ascension. That's why one day you might wake up and might not see a you know who in sight. And I'm just understand what I'm saying. I don't want to keep saying these so-called, I'm just going to say the others, the vanilla people. You might wake up one day and might not see one of them in sight. Why? Because you done jumped to a whole nother different frequency, a frequency that they don't exist on. This is what you call the halls of a mente.
This kid must be so mad.
Somebody said, Bobby Hemming said the goal is to unalive. Bobby Hemming said you got to fall in love with death because that's your way of getting out of here. It's like you have to fall in love with death because death is the sister to sleep. Because the only way to get out of here is you got to die to get out the matrix. That's why ever since 2016, when the spirit told me that the reincarnation phase had stopped, ain't no more reincarnation. After 2016, when the spirit told me when I went into the spirit says, no, this is the end. There will be no more reincarnation. Hey, shh, I'm lying. There will be no more reincarnation. This is the last generation, which means that everybody that had passed away already done went back to the real world. And they're watching and waiting for you and rooting for you to get the hell up out of here. They're waiting for you, your family on the other side. Because, see, they can see everything that's going down here. They can see everything, but you can't see them. But they can see what's going on down here. Understand, we are the dead. They are the living. We are what you call the Necronomicon. We can communicate with the dead, but in all actuality, it ain't the dead, it's actually the living. We the dead. So when we be talking to spirits and stuff, it ain't always the fact that they're dead. Technically, they are alive, and we the ones that's dead. You understand what I'm saying? It's in reverse. See, when we fell a long time ago, the reason why we weren't able to connect with the ancestors like that and a lot of the other family members, because we was on a low frequency, they couldn't even tap into us. We didn't even have a frequency nor a pulse. But now since we've been elevating, we have been able to communicate with the real world, what they call in the spirit world, which is actually our real home. So yes, the graduation of the gods is very soon. It's very soon. We are heading towards the end of this simulation. This is why they are pushing so hard with that jambalaya to get that stuff in your arm, because they're trying to trap you in the 3D realm by confusing your genetics, messing with your DNA sequences and trapping you here. They're trying to keep as many people down here in the matrix with them. This is hell. Understand, everything you can think of exists here. The Egyptian Book of the Dead talk about how we have to come up out of this mud victorious. We got to make it through here. This was never meant to be an easy assignment. It was never meant to be easy here. It was always meant to test us, because we've been on trial the whole time. This is the soul we're talking about that's on trial. That's why I always try to encourage people, go read the Egyptian Book of the Dead. It's trying to tell you what's happening right now. Everything that's occurring is happening within you. As above, so it is below. As it is within, as it is outwardly. Everything that's outside of you exists within you. The trees exist within you. If you was to turn yourself upside down and look at your insides, your whole upper respiratory, your body look like a whole tree. You are the tree of life, of good and evil. Everything is you, and you are everything. Because this reality is stemming from you. Nothing else. Nothing else. That's why I tell people, this ain't no planet. It ain't a planet, it's a plane. It's a dimension within time and space. And the more you start to educate yourself, you say, damn, we are the solar system. The solar system exists within us, right? There ain't no such thing as no damn planets. There ain't no such thing as no stars. We encased inside of this dome, of this crystalline dome. But that's when you look at it from when you look at it from a higher perspective, you're like, damn, we in one big ass brain. Have you ever seen the Earth when they got a picture of it, of the realm, not the realm, but of the dimension? It looked like a big eye. Yeah. It's your pineal. Yeah, you in your own mind. That's why y'all remember a while ago, it was this stuff going around how this man was starting to see these different demons on people's faces, and they was telling people be mindful, you know, because you can see these people, these demons on these people's faces like they smile like the movie Smiles. Now keep in mind, as this energy increased in this dimension, understand we entered into a whole new different dimension when the new moon occurred. So I just want to put that out there. We entered into a new dimension. That's why everything is different and the energy is amplified. And it's going to be, from here on out, things is going to be amplified. Everything that occurred. Because we're in a different dimension. Because we jumped. Understand that. Now, as the energy it continually to increase, let me tell you something. That's what's going to screw people over. Because the dude, when he was telling y'all that he was seeing these demons on people's faces, oh, that's not far-fetched. You're going to start seeing more of that. Because as we increase in our frequency, these entities is going to be exposed. You're in hell. You just don't see, because keep in mind, you refract the light. You bend the light. When the light enters in through your eye, it refracts. It come in at a certain angle. That's why your neurons and your neuromelanin is called your angles or your angels of light, because you bend light. So which means you don't see the whole full spectrum of light. So what you think you seeing, you ain't seeing. But see, as you increase your frequency, that's going to tear all of that down. You're going to start seeing things for what it really is, because it's going to distort everything. And now you're going to start seeing all of these beings down here that you see on movies and different things where they've been getting their little storylines from. Them suckers do exist. They just been hiding under frequencies. Y'all remember in the movie Neo, how they was able to hide him and they was looking for him? Bug was trying to find him, but they couldn't find him. You want to know why? Because they changed up the code in the Matrix. They had him looking like some old man. But in all actuality, when he look in the mirror, he just see old little plain Neo. But when everybody else see him, he look like an old man. He had a patch on his eye. He didn't even look like himself. What you think is happening now? These beings exist. They hide behind the codes in the Matrix. The Matrix is ran by numbers, baby. That's why everything is based off numbers. This realm, this dimension, original language is numbers, mathematics. So they can change something up in the Matrix, a code, and you can look like a totally different being. In your mind, you think you look like what you look, but to others, you look creepy. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So these beings are here. The more you elevate spiritually, your third eye gonna be popping. You're gonna be able to see them, and it ain't nothing gonna be able to stop you from seeing them. Why? Because the energy is so high, it's distorting their frequency. They ain't gonna be able to hide in the Matrix. A lot of them can't even hide anymore now. They can't hide. Even with us melanated beings, I'm gonna drop this on y'all because I'm doing so much research that is coming in. The spirit is dropping so much on me at once that I can't even get all of this together to make videos. But I'm gonna tell you this, and this is gonna mess up a lot of y'all right here. We are going through the same thing. The melanated beings on the planet. Guess who we are here? Guess who we are? We the Lyrans, the geneticists, the ones that created everything. The Emerald Order, the Orphans, the Cherubims. That's us. We the feline people. We the lions. Why you think over in Egypt they got the lion head with the human body? Who you think is the protector of Ra? That segment. That's the mother. That's the feline, the Lyran. She protects the soul. That's us. Guess who the Amazon looked up to? The Amazon woman. That's it. She's another Lyran. Hey, the rabbit hole goes deep. It goes very deep. See, they don't talk about the Lyrans, but all of the beings is right here on Earth. Ain't nothing up there existing. Everybody down here. The reptilians, the Lyrans, the Greys, the insectilians. Yeah, they are here. They just look all human. A lot of the Africans, a lot of the Africans are mixed in with the Anunnaki. They are reptilians. If you go back into history, understand who the Lemurians was.
The Lemurians are descendants of of the um of the reptilians, and the reptilians is the descendants of the dinosaurs. So that's why they call the Lemurians the Moors. Those are the reptilian people. They were considered the ones that were not human. If y'all go back in history to do research upon the Atlanteans, it'll let you know that the reptilians were the Lemurians, and they was the ones that was shape shifting, and that's how they was able to infiltrate the Atlanteans, which is us, because they were looking human. And they are also the ones that mixed in with these so-called Africans. These Africans got blood, their blood is connected to them. We are not the same as them genetically. If we was to do a genetic test on us and them, there's no connection, because our blood is different from them. You can even tell from their bone structure, the way they look, and even the complexion of their carbon, totally different. They are different species of people. That's why I be telling people, everybody's skinfolk ain't kinfolk. The Atlanteans and the Anunnaki are totally two different people. Effects. And so understand these Africans played a role in our demise too. Some of them were helpful. I will be doing a video on that. Some of them did help us fight in the Gullah Wars when they figured out what was going on, but a lot of them were also with it too, with also in enslaving us. And they turned around and that karma hit them and they got enslaved too. So yeah, what goes around comes around. So yeah, understand that a lot of the Anunnaki bloodline is of the Moors, and the Moors are the Anunnaki, and that is them. So you hear different people that get a little confused about the Moors, the Anunnaki, these Africans, but the book of Gerald Massey talks about an ancient royal priest of people, which is an African descent people who also went rogue and created a hybrid race of beings, which is who you call the so-called Slavic people today. That's your Anunnaki. They be trying to confuse history and confuse stuff, but you have to have a divine eye to be able to see this stuff, to be able to put it together. Now, they called us Moors, and the only reason why they called us Moors is because when these so-called Slavic people took over, the whole goal was to confuse everybody on who everybody was. So they kind of put us all in one pot together. But Moor just meant those who had darker complected skin. So they called everybody Moors across the board. That's why I say we were also once called Moors, because it was only because of the complexion of our skin. But when you do research, you know that we were the indigenous Indians that was on this land. We was the Gullah. We was the Gullah Wars, the Seminole Wars. That's us. We were fighting. We were the free men that were over here who stopped fucking slavery. That was our people. That was us who put an end to slavery, who stopped it. They did a treaty with us, but turned around and broke the treaty. That's what y'all got to understand. We fought these wars in the 1700s and the 18th century. That was us who started that. It says this is why European women grow horns in their heads. They're related to Bel, the Anunnaki. Exactly. That's why the Ethiopian women does. Because y'all got to keep this in mind. Everything that's happening over there is a mirror of what is over here in the land of America, which is the cradle of civilization. We are the cradle over here. So what they did to confuse us is they mirrored everything. So we were considered also the original Ethiopians. They took that and called them all our names and put that stuff over there overseas. So now y'all be thinking like, oh, well, they're the Ethiopians, they're this, they're that. No, we were the original, the first ones. They took everything from us. And the whole goal was to confuse us and hide God in plain sight by hiding us up under these different labels and these different names. So that way we confuse ourselves and from history and on, as we teach our children, we will confuse our children too, because now we don't know who we are. So the goal was to keep us confused. So that way we would never know. That's why I don't support Hitler, but I do understand what he said when they understand that they enslaved the wrong people, they enslaved the jewelries of God, it's going to be over. Because y'all done went after the wrong people, which was us. And everybody participated in enslaving the chosen people and continually to do dirt and harm to our people and our children. I'm telling you, It's a big price on their forehead, man. It's a big price on their head and everybody else. And it's this entire system. Why everybody think, oh, this system is good and everything about this system, these people is good, these celebrities, these politicians, all these governors, everybody wicked, man. They all against you. It's just they hit you with these fancy words. They act like they're good, but behind closed doors, these people is doing rituals. They hurting babies. They sex trafficking our children. They chopping them up. They organ trafficking our people, extracting their melanin. They putting them in slaughterhouses. They grinding them up, putting them in the meat for people to eat, and wonder why mental illness is at an all-time high. They out here doing some of the most the sickest things. And you think that they're going to get away with that? I'm telling you, there's no way that they finna get away with none of this stuff that they doing. It's no way. There's no way in heaven that they finna get away with it. That's why I said, y'all, honest the truth, all we got to do is stand up, and it's pretty much over for them because they already know how we cut. We the one was fucking their ass up. The North and the South situation, when that Civil War happened, that Gullah Wars, that was us fucking them up. They know how we get down over here. They know we some warriors. And they know we'll run through their shit. We the reason for every motherfucking thing over here. That's why they couldn't put us off our own land, because we the one fought to get freedom back up over here. It was the free motherfuckers, which free back then meant those who were sovereign. It was the free black man, which was us on the land, that was fighting. And understand that no, it's not against the universal law to do black magic. Black magic is a part of that's a part of your culture. Black magic is us. Somebody said that they are artificial. Of course, that's why I said the Africans ain't like us. They're not us. A lot of the Africans ain't got souls too. Let's just make that very clear. A lot of them ain't got souls. Understand the story of the Archons, which is the Anunnaki. They don't got souls. They trying to get a soul. They don't have one. That's why they trying to breed in with the chosen people, because they need your neuromelanin and they need your soul. They trying to get it. Yes, they are the hidden hand. They are not related to the related to us. That is a fact. They are the hidden hand. Black magic is ours. Okay? Black magic is ours. A lot of this stuff belonged to us. They just took it and switched it up. Voodoo. Yeah. That's our stuff. How you look, y'all. They so scared of us that they gotta move strategically when it comes to our people, because they know we the reason for why we still here in America. See, if they could have took us off the land when they came up over here to conquer, see, it wasn't easy for them to conquer us. That's what y'all got to understand. Oh yeah, we connected to the sun. No, it's not a universal law to put hex and spells on people, but you want to make sure you're using it properly. You don't want to be abusing that power. And understand, when you do put hex and spells on people, it better be towards actually wicked people. And understand, when you messing with magic, you got to give something up for that. Always understand it. Don't think that you can just do magic and then you can't give back. You have to always give back. There's always a price. Just like when you're tapping into the Orishas and you want to talk to these different Orishas and these different gods, and you need help, like Elegba and Ashun or Yemi, these different guys. Understand, you got to do these rituals, and also it's certain things and offers that you need to give them. But when you do magic and stuff like that, understand it's always a price. And just make sure that whatever it is not something, heavy, Yeah, so understand, they couldn't get us off this land. And they knew that. That's why they was like, okay, shoot, we got to be here with them on their land, because they couldn't get us off of this land because we was whooping ass. So them Gullah Wars, some Seminole Wars, that was us going against them. It wasn't an easy conquer. Just know that. That's why they don't really want to piss us off like that. They want to try to hide behind the scenes and do hidden secret shit against us, like using the law to attack us and hurt us and shit, and trying to poison us, but behind closed doors studying the mess out of us to try to figure out how to eliminate us or cancel us. You understand what I'm saying? But they already know when we snap, it's over. We some of the most strongest people on the planet. If they was to piss us off and where we at consciously, we are not our ancestors, and how spiritually we have become and how we now snatch back our roots, that's a whole nother different power that's coming from the root that you ain't gonna be able to mess with. Because now we have a foundation. We was once a people that didn't have a foundation, so our power was very weakened because we didn't know where we come from. Now we know where we come from. That's a power that you can't mess with. You can't come against. So this time, this next war, we due for another war. This is what we are approaching, and that's why they got all these immigrants up over here. What I'm gonna call the hidden hand that's behind closed doors, because they already know when the true guys and goddesses pop off, it's gonna be another Gullah and Seminole war, but this gonna be even 25 times worse than what that was. Because now we ain't finna show no mercy. Understand, we own our own land because we fought to be here, not because they allowed us to be here. It's because they couldn't move us off of this motherfucker. They couldn't move us. Exactly. Somebody said, but they can't. We tied to the land. Yeah, they can't. That's what I'm saying. They couldn't move us off of here. We fought to be here, and we fought for our freedom. So that's why I said, y'all, we was never a weak people. That's why we really have to catch ourselves, and I have to catch myself too when I say, man, we are not our ancestors, man. We want to be our ancestors and even more, because they were some warriors. We just had to fight so many people that they brought over here. Honest the truth, we got tired of fighting. And that's when that treaty came into place. But still, the treaty still wasn't official, and that's why our people still going through stuff to this day. Oh yeah, somebody's reckless done. Yeah, I done said that before. We are bound to this land by inheritance and by blood. They can't move us off the land. That's facts. I spoke on this a while ago on one of my videos on YouTube. Without us on this land, they will die, because they are not bound to this land by inheritance and blood. Their genetics don't match this earth. I mean, not this earth, but this land. This is a sacred land. They don't supposed to be over there. That's why nature is fighting back so heavy, because they are what you consider germs or parasites to this sacred land. They weren't supposed to be over here. That's why they was the ones who was being brought over here on ships. It was thousands of so-called cargoes of white people being brought over into America. It wasn't us being brought over here. Understand, 1619 wasn't the beginning of slavery. They lied about that shit too. Because in 1916, the beginning of slavery was the beginning of the African slavery that they brought over here, and they landed over in Virginia. Understand, that's documented in history. It was the Africans who they brought up over here. We were already here in the land. Understand, all of these different cities, they have to go to each city to conquer. And guess what they used to help them to do with the Africans? And the so-called white cargoes of white people that they brought over here, and them damn ships. It wasn't us who came across the damn ocean, the Atlantic. That's a whole lot. You can just go back in the history and see. They brought the Africans up over here, who they stated was actually slaves, but they came over here to help to enslave us. That's what that's how that thing started. And all these white folks who they call slaves that came over here to America, they weren't slaves, they were settlers. They were bringing them over here to the New World. But a lot of said they were slaves. They weren't slaves. They was coming over here to join in with their colony. Yes, somebody's reckless said they are acting like they came as slaves to seem innocent, but they're invaders. Facts. So understand that the 400 years of slavery is a lie. It is a whole complete lie. Because it didn't start in 1619. That was the beginning of the invasion of them bringing them Africans up over here, over in Virginia, who landed over, was it Hampton, Virginia? Even if it wasn't Hampton, it was Virginia. 1619, they brought them over here. So when I say the timeline, they done messed up the timeline, y'all. I'm doing a whole timeline right now. When I get this done today, I'm gonna try to show y'all the timeline because I got all the wars in there from World War II, one, and now this the next one that's approaching is World War III because we're due for that. That's coming. That's right around the corner. But the civil wars, I got that the civil war that happened between the North and the South. All of this, I'm documenting this because they lying. They lying about the timeline of America because America ain't been here for that long. See, we talking about psychological warfare that our people been up under. It's been psychological warfare. See, if they can get in your mind, they control everything. And see what it was they got in our mind. And we've been dealing with psychological warfare for years, making us think that time has been longer than what it was and it haven't. All this shit was just not too long ago. My aunt was around when segregation was going on. She used to go, she used to be around when Martin Luther King used to be doing his speeches. You understand what I'm saying? So none of this ain't, I'm telling you, none of this ain't been that long ago. It's just they messing with our minds. Mother Nature child said, you can tell we are powerful. They have to bring other people over here to fight and conquer us. Man, just realize exactly. That's what I've been saying. Reckless said, that lie don't make sense. Look, if slavery started in 1619 and it's 400 years, that means we'd be free in 2019. It's a big joke. The math debunks it. Yes, it ain't math. Says, yep, I think it started in the 1900s, not before that. Exactly. And this is what I'm figuring. This is the timeline I'm putting together. Because you got to think about it. We've been fighting from 1619, the moment that they came on this land when they brought these Africans to help with the invasion, which was the Moors. The moment they came up over here, understand it wasn't an easy conquer. You had Florida, you had Atlanta, all of these different cities that they had to strategically come together to conquer. So while we knew they was conquering stuff in the South, we knew in the North what was going on. So we was preparing. We was preparing everywhere. So this is what these Gullah Wars and Seminole Wars were all about. We was fucking they asses up. So it wasn't easy at all for them. So slavery just did, at that time, there was a lot of stuff going on to our people when they was catching the women, catching the children. It was doing a lot of hideous ass, wicked ass, insidious ass shit. But at that time, we was fighting like a motherfucker. All these movies that they be putting out, like we just sat there and took that shit. It was getting fucked in the ass with no Vaseline. Oh, that's a whole lot. Oh, I'm gonna look that up when the census started. So the thing is, they been lying to us the whole time. And it wasn't no 400 years of slavery. We fought like a whole 2-3 years with their ass, 4 or 5. It was a long time we was fighting with them. So they lied. Slavery started on 1619. Tell me how it is. America's a baby. It's a baby nation. Think about it when George Washington became president. That was in the 1700s. Gullah War started when? Hey, this wasn't an easy takeover. Let me tell you that. It wasn't easy takeover for these fools, for the Moors, or for their so-called creation, the Slavic people. It wasn't easy takeover. And this is how they know that they got to bring all these people to come over here and fight us, because when we snap, they know it's going to be worse than the Gullah Wars and the Seminole Wars. They know that. And it's coming. Because when the awakened people see what's going on, there's only so much that we're going to take before we snap. This is why they didn't want us to wake up. This is why they want to reset, so they can put everybody back to sleep. But that ain't finna happen either. Oh, yeah, we've been here forever. This is where we landed at. America, which is what you call the original Kemet. Atlantis, the Atlanteans. This is where we landed when we came from Sirius. We've been here a long time, y'all. We've been here a very long time. We are ancient people. That's why we are called the Ancient Ones. Go back to the Cthulhu, what they call the Cthulhu myth, and the Ancient Ones. That's us. From Lovecraft, go read Aleister Crowley. That's about us. The Ancient Ones. Yeah. Cthulhu. Which is what they call Tiamat, the Leviathan, the Great Mother. Yeah. That's us. Yep. We the original Egyptians, the original Atlanteans. See how that kind of rhyme? The Egyptians, the Atlanteans. We the guardians of the galaxy. That's who we are. That's us. That's why we fight so well. That's why we are the warriors. That's why we the ones who was freeing some of the Africans that was up over here at the time. That's why they ended up helping us, because we had freed some of them. Like, okay, look, if we free some of y'all up from certain things, y'all gonna help us fight in this war. It was some of the Africans fighting by our side too, and some of the so-called Slavic people too, because the Slavic people knew what they was doing up over here was wrong. They wasn't supposed to be on this land, and they was taking the land from us. Yeah, yep. America is actually the direct center of the planet. Exactly, it's in the center. That's why Mount Shasta is considered the root chakra, because it's in the center of the galaxy. It's in the center, right there. That's why all of the cosmic energy come to America first before it go anywhere else. It comes right here. Why do you think we're some of the most wokest people on the planet right now? Why do you think the guys existed right here on America's soil, which is Kemet? Because this is where we first landed from, when we came from the higher realms. And we have a direct line to the cosmic energy that comes here on this soil. And Mount Shasta is the root chakra. All that Kundalini energy permeates up and through this land. That's why we are considered the wokest ones, because this energy here was amplified. This is what you call the land of the gods. Oh yeah, Mount Shasta over in California, that's named after a melanated sister, which is called Queen Khalifa, which is one of the Amazon women. It goes back to the history of the Amazon women, which it was a land, California was a land of nothing but Amazon women that came from the Orion belt. They came from Orion. So understand that a lot of the women came from Orion. Like they say, the women come from one planet and the men come from the other planet. The divine feminine from Orion and the divine masculine from Sirius. The Amazon woman is connected to the Orion belt, and I'm gonna have to do a whole story on that. That set is also connected to the Orion belt. The Lyrans. That's why if you go back into history, you will hear about the Lyran wars, which is called the Orion wars, because a lot of our wars happened there. We fought a lot of wars in Orion, and the Orion belt was stolen from us, which is called the belt of Orion, which is what they call the three stars, or the that's connected to the three pyramids in Giza, which is the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus gland, and the pineal gland, which is the representation of Asar, Aset, and Heru. That belt was considered the belt of one of the Amazon women, one of the queens. And that belt was stolen by Hercules. The power was stolen from us, y'all. The power. Y'all got to go back in the history and read this mythology, man, because I tell you it's wild. They stole the power from us. Them three pyramids is connected to the chosen people in this realm. The belt must be taken back. That's why we was trying to figure out what was ours, what did we have that made us powerful. It was the pyramids. It was the constellation belt of Orion. That belt was our power. And that belt represents the three queens, which is the three queens, which is the matriarch system. It was never the three kings, it was the three queens, the three sisters. The matriarch system that is ruled by powerful women. Oh, they have to give the power back. They got to give the belt back to the Amazon women. We are considered the Amazon women. The Amazon womb, the Amazon star seeds, that's us, the chosen people. The supreme divine feminine, which is the Amazon woman. She the Amazon womb. She carried the Stargate. She's the divine feminine. She is supreme. She is mother. And that's every brown and light brown sister that you see that is a carbon sister that has neuromelanin in her brain. She is queen. She is mother. She is a representation of the divine feminine in the physical form. In the physical form. Kinky hair represents our lion power. That's why if a lot of y'all women take your hair down, you will look like a lion. You see how your hair sits up like a lion. We are your lion people that's in the physical form that look the way we look. Understand that the lions, when they came into the 3D dimension, they descended in their consciousness in order to come into this lower dimension. That's us. In order for us to come into this dimension, we had to descend. We had to descend. We had to become fallen. So we descended and we lowered ourselves in our consciousness to come here. And we changed our identity from being Lyran to being this in the physical form. Understand that the Lyrans is ones who control it, who created the most strongest DNA on the planet, which is the triple helix. That's carbon. They created the melanin. That's us. They changed their identity when they came into the matrix. Now we look like carbon beings. We look like the black people on the planet. We are the celestial beings, but our real identity, we are the Lyran people. And the Lyran people was the master geneticists. They created all of this. They created everything. That's what the Lyran wars was all about. The Orions wars, us fighting with these reptilian beings. This shit is deep. Why you think that in the constellation it's called Vega, and when you look at the constellation, it's a heart. That's why wherever you see the heart at in the Bible, that represents the Lyrans. We the Lyran people, the musical people. Why you think we love music? Oh yeah, our hair is our antennas, our spiritual antennas to receive cosmic energy. Also uploads the downloads because it comes through the antennas and it goes straight to the brain, to the neurons. And the neurons take that energy in. So that's why your hair is important to keep your hair. That's your crown. That's why when Solomon hair got cut, you saw he lost his power. No, it was when it's Samson, it wasn't Solomon, it was Samson. When it's Samson, if I'm not saying it correctly, y'all, please correct me. I believe it was Samson. He had long hair. And he got tricked by the lady he was with, and she cut his hair, I think, when he was asleep, and he lost his power. It wasn't Solomon. Because Solomon represents the soul. But Samson, we're talking about the hair here. So when his hair got cut, yep, it was Samson and Delilah. Yep. When his hair got cut, he lost his power. That lets you know how strong our hair is and how our hair is crucial and how it is important to us and how we need to keep our crowns. That's why they've been putting a lot of poison into a lot of these hair products for us divine feminine and the masculine, because they know that if they can mess up our roots, mess up our hair, it will distort our connection with the cosmos, and distort our energy flow from coming in from the cosmic realm. So that's why it is so vital to not put so many chemicals in your hair and mess with your follicles and mess with your antennas, because you don't want to distort your energy and that in your cosmic flow. Yeah, I think that Reckless Don. I did see that. They can't really identify who you is with your dreads. That should let you know that dreads is very powerful too. They create some type of shield around you, a spiritual veil where they can't see you. So that's just let you know how coils is powerful, and how when your hair is wrapped up in these locks, that it creates an energy field around you. And that energy field protects you. So locks is very important to get, especially at this time. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I remember seeing that. Yeah, yeah, I seen that. Yep, I seen that, Reckless. So yeah, so it's very important, and that's why y'all, these Lyrans is I used to always say, oh, they are family to us. Hell, they are us. And that's why a while back somebody was like, man, you look like a Lyran. I'm like, what you mean I look like a Lyran? I always had connections with cats. You know what I'm saying? I always had a very, very strong connection with my babies. And cats they just come to me. And cats, they can sense good people, they can sense good vibrations and everything. And my house is just pretty much like a, it's just like a safe haven because they all be around my house all the time. And this started a few years back. They just started coming around, sitting on my car. They come up to my house. They be all on my porch. So the energy is really high around my house. And everything, I kid you not, from my trees to my flowers, everything grows superly green, very, very green. You can very, very green. You can see the chlorophyll. It's just, it's. I'm telling you, it's is in there, or you want to call it the nitrogen or whatever, but it's real potent. And everything just seems to just, it thrives around my house. And these animals, they love coming to my house. So we are connected to the Lyrans. I'm telling you, it's in, and based off the information, we are the Lyrans. So that's another topic and discussion to cover in another video. Yeah, the Lyrans is who created, the Lyrans created the strongest DNA on the planet, which is the triple helix. That's carbon. That's us. They played a role in the DNA. And the Lyrans changed their identity in the Matrix. They are the Elohims in the Matrix. And who are the Elohims in the Matrix? That's us. We the Elohims. We are Israel. Israel represents the Elohims. Isis, Ra, El. El is Elohims. Isis is the divine feminine. Ra is the masculine. Elohim is Heru. And so they changed their identity to become the Elohims in the Matrix. So all of the beings that were fighting in the higher realms, they all here just up under different identities. Yeah, we the triple helix. They created the triple helix, which is the 12 strands of DNA. Because you got to understand, we have three different type of DNAs inside of us. And I said I was going to do a video on this, but I will recap this conversation and make different little small videos. But the three type of DNAs we have in us, first of all, we have this triple helix, which means that we have the two physical strands, and then we have the RNA, which is what you call the extraterrestrial DNA, what they call junk DNA, which is none other than the extraterrestrial blood, DEA. Then we have the three strands of the mitochondrial DNA. They don't talk about that. The mitochondrial DNA, that comes from the mother. That's the DNA that comes strictly from the mother. That can only be passed down through the divine feminine, which is the carbonated woman. The carbonated woman, she has the mitochondrial genes and the blood, and she's the only one that can pass this down right to the starseed. There's no other ethnicity of a woman that can. So that mitochondrial DNA is three strands. So all of that calculated up together is 12 within you. So you have two physical strands, you have the other extraterrestrial strands, and then you have the mitochondrial DNA. And that DNA sits outside of the nucleus, which is depicted as being an O. So that's where you get the O blood from, the O positive, because the mitochondrial blood is a O. And it looked just like an O outside of the nucleus, because you have the blood within the nucleus, but the blood outside of the nucleus comes from the mitochondrial God, which is the divine feminine, which is the three strands. And it looks just like an O. So I believe that's where you get the O positive from. It's an ancient blood. Our DNA is already unlocked. That's the thing. It's already unlocked. The only thing that probably hinder you from tapping into that is based off of your perception. It's based off of your programming. Understand your programming is what controls your it is what controls everything. So if your programming is limited, that's going to limit your genetics. It's all based off of what you think, your perception. So you have to believe it starts with you. It all starts with you. That's why you have to free your mind. You got to have an open mind when it comes to all of this, because that is what trips you up. It's limiting your perspective, your perception. Your DNA your DEA has always been unlocked. You just had to wake up to it, because you're understand you're in a realm that creates light code lockdown from the beginning that you come here. And that's why the moment you start to wake up, you start to reverse that light code lockdown. Because the DNA just sit there dormant. It's just waiting. And this is what you call your divine insight, or when you have just different downloads and uploads, that's coming from the cosmic realm. That's coming from your solar system, the solar system that exists within you. That's coming from you. That's coming from your Akashic records, from the inner world, was what they call the Amenta, the real world. All your data is in your blood. So that information just started to come forth. It started to come up. Like when you throw up, you got to throw something up. More you raise your frequencies and you elevate, it's just going to come up out of you. Because now you're unlocking, and now your perception is, now you're open. Now you have a flexibility in your open mind. Now you're not locking yourself down. If you can understand what I'm saying, you're opening yourself up to it. Yeah, the great solar flash, the Bible speaks of that. And it talks about how we're going to be changed within the twinkling of an eye. That's when we're going to go straight into our light bodies. When this solar flare, I mean, not that I said the solar flare, this solar flash, when the solar flash happened, it's going to definitely change us up, physically, spiritually, and mentally. So, like I said, it's a wonderful time to be alive, to be able to experience all of this stuff, because what they call the graduation of the gods is approaching. A lot of us is going to get ready to exit up out of here, and not all of us will experience death. Just keep that in mind. A lot of us is going to be just like Enoch. When Enoch was taken up to the heavens, well, he went to the third heavens? I want to say it was Enoch, but either way it go, Enoch, he didn't experience death. He went straight to the higher heavens. A lot of us that's already ascended here will not experience death. We will just ascend, and we will be like Enoch. We will experience what Enoch experienced. He went straight past death and went straight to the higher realms. He went through his transition. So a lot of us is going to be like Enoch. Since I heard it will happen July 2025, honest the truth, I don't know when all of this is going to happen, but it's coming. It's approaching, because this simulation is getting ready to end. And keep in mind too, as we move forward to the ending of this simulation, portals is going to start opening up everywhere. I'm talking about real portals. They're going to start opening up everywhere. Just like the movie, I think it's called Portals, and a lot of the portals was opening up, but it was like in reverse. The portals was bad. Overstanding that the bad portals is already here. They already open. They already been opening these portals up, letting stuff in from the lower realms. But the real portals that's going to open up for us to exit out of here, they're going to start opening up towards the end. You're going to know the difference, between real portals and the fake portals, because the real portals is going to be energy. You're going to know. So they're going to start opening up everywhere. Oh, it's close. It's very close to this transition happening. It is. All we got to do is just keep elevating and continue to raise our frequencies and do the things that we need to do to increase in our spiritual awareness. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of us might just jump, because you have the ability to jump in your consciousness. So we might all wake up one day, wake up from this dream, because you know what they say, this is just one big ass dream. Y'all remember that old song back in the day? Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Because it is. You're technically asleep somewhere else, but you are projecting your consciousness here. When you wake up, all of this stuff that's going on, all of these people that you see, they're not even going to exist anymore. That's how it's going to get. That's why we have to just keep elevating, because you're going to elevate right up out this matrix, and you're going to wake up in the real world, and you're going to think that you finna go to Walmart and see some of the Slavic people and some of the others, and you're going to probably just see all people that look just like you. Everybody's going to be normally living their lives, and you're going to be like, where you been at all this time? Oh, man, you was in a comatose state. We didn't ever think you was going to wake up. And what if in all actuality, you was only in a coma for 2 days? But in all actuality, you was gone for hundreds of fucking years in the Matrix. It done had many of lifetimes. But in the real world, your friends all happy that you back. Like, man, we've been crying for you. We've been praying for you. You've been in a comatose state, and we glad you up. And you like, man, I got something to tell y'all. I had all of these lives and these people. It was the white people there, and it was the weird looking Chinese people there. Like, it was all type of stuff going on. I was working these jobs. I wasn't making enough money. It was stressful. Man, they had all type of stuff going on, right? Alice in the Wonderland. You rocking with me, right? But then you wake up and they like, man, you've been in the hospital the whole time. And then you just sitting there telling your family about these dreams you have, but in all actuality, you telling them about the shadow world, the Alice world, the Amenta, the illusionary world. They like, some of your friends probably think, man, this motherfucker is crazy. But then a lot of your family like, oh, I believe you, because we've been hearing about these stories about this other world. They never experienced it, but you did. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is all one big old dream, man. And we just got to wake up and get out of here. That's what the whole resurrection of God is all about. Resurrecting the soul and getting out the matrix, y'all. One big test, one big game, and you got to wake up. Because, see, understand that the dimensions is different in the spirit world. The time is no such thing as time in the real world. The time only exists in the shadow realm, which is, I like what the guy said. He called it the Alice in the Wonderland. Because I did a video on Alice in the Wonderland, the shadow world, the falling world, which is what we in now. You can go check it out if you want to. But I talked about the black hole and all that other stuff. Very, very, very educational videos, very dope. But the thing is, y'all, things is interesting. And we all gonna have stories to tell. That's all I gotta tell y'all. It's gonna be stories to tell when y'all make it home. Yep. I seen that. Yep, spell backwards is emit. Yep, it's a spell. So yep, time is not on your side. You have to defeat time, because time is your enemy. You just stuck in the time loop. It's all big one dream. And you've been here. It feel like you've been here for hundreds of years. Now I done got my train of thought back, because I have forgot it, y'all. You technically been here for hundreds of years, right? But in all actuality, in the real world, it's only been a day or two, or just probably been 6 days. But you've been up over here for 6,000 years and even more. It's been feeling like trillions of thousands of years, hundreds, millions of thousands. You know what I'm saying? But in all actuality, in the real world, it only been a few days, because the time don't exist in the real world. It only exists here. And with time, it also creates aging. That's why we age here, because of time. Oh, for sure. Exactly. They keep messing with everything. And that's messing with our minds. That's what you call a fractured consciousness. That's what Osiris represented. That's when he was split up into all of them pieces. That was representing a fractured mind. This is what they're doing to us by messing with the timelines, right? Because they're trying to mess with the consciousness. And now people thinking they going crazy because they remembering certain stuff. It ain't even that. You ascending. And while they messing with the timeline, you peeping it, but at the same time, you ascending and your reality changing. So it's like all of the stuff happening at one time, and they trying to mess with your consciousness to make you seem out like you crazy, but you ain't crazy. It's them who messing with stuff. And then on top of that, that's a part of your ascension. Everything changing around you. Nothing was never meant to stay the same. You weren't going to stay in the same reality as you were seeing. You're not in a box anymore. You outside of the box. Now your reality and perception is different. I'm telling you, they'll never figure us out. And you're absolutely correct. And that's why they having a hard time trying to do all of this stuff to mess with us. It ain't working for them. They really trying to cause stress, depression, anxiety. They causing all of this stuff to throw our people off. This is none other than pure evil. And they're trying to mess with our mind. This is what you call trying to distort your consciousness by trying to make you seem out like you crazy and cause problems. See, these different beings in this matrix is programs. They are part of the system to make your life a living hell. They was never meant to be here to make it easier for you. You got a lot of NPCs, backdrops, empty seaters, those who are soulless. They are here to deliberately make your life a living hell in this matrix. Understand, the gods that have a soul, you are the only ones that is real here. Everything else is not real. It's artificial. It's a part of the illusion that you are making it seem out like it's real. It's all in your mind. You the one making it seem out like it's real. So if you think it's real, it's gonna be real because it's you. You controlling this. That's why in the Matrix, when I think she told Neo, she said something about the spoon, to bend the spoon, right? To bend the spoon in the Matrix because the spoon wasn't real. But that wasn't the goal, to bend the fucking spoon. The goal was to bend your mind around the spoon. That's what the goal was. That's what we have to do. We got to be able to bend our mind around what's going on right now. Your mind is the most powerful organ in this dimension. There's no way they can figure out your mind. Your mind is too complex for them. You can do things that they computers could never do. They're trying to emulate you. This system can't keep up. That's why as we are seeing consciously, they, as you notice, they try to make sure our technology try to keep up with us. That's why this whole system, eventually the grid gonna go out. Why? Because it can't keep up with the increase in the energy. It can't keep up with the original consciousness on in this dimension. Mother Nature child said, yep, my enemy, my bad. So, yep, my memories are coming back. People thought I was crazy when I said God is a woman and everybody else are invaders. I'm telling you, they better wake up and understand who the true God is, because the woman, she is God. She is the true God. She is the creator. She has the Stargate. She is the one who brings the souls here. She is the womb. She is the matrix. That's why matrix is called Ma, because it means womb. It means mother. It's the womb. Look, y'all, we all inside the womb cooking, y'all. Cooking. A baby being born all over again. That's why the whole story of Christ, we got to be reborn again and be renewed by the becoming, what they say, to be renewed by the mind. Because the mind is the key to everything, because the matrix is the mind. And you have to be renewed by your mind. And you have to be reborn. But the reborn process starts where? In your mind. Because you got to be renewed by your mind, by the becoming of your mind. Ooh-hoo! So this is why it's a bunch of stuff going on, because they know the matriarch is woke. And the matriarch is already empowered. That's what y'all got to understand. We already empowered. We just got to rise up. And our kings is our protectors. It's our job to fuck their ass up when they get out of line. Take them back to the Gullah and Seminole Wars. I'm telling you, y'all, if we was to spark some shit, we would not lose. This next war, we would not lose. We too strong of a people. We too strong spiritually. We got nature rocking with us. We got the animals rocking with us. We got the spirit guys, the spirit warriors, our killers, our assassins, our strikers. We got a whole team. You might not see them, but they ready. You hear me? They ready. All you got to do is say, sickle. That's it. See, that's what y'all got to understand. You got the power. It's already in your hands. Neuromelanin equals the gods. Neuromelanin equals the hawk. All that gamma ray coming to you, gamma ray just means superpower. That means hawk. That means X-Men. That means X-woman. That gamma rays power to you. It amplifies you. This second moon here that they say they ain't a second moon, I'm going to tell you right now. It is a big possibility that we always had a second moon. We got two suns. Don't think it's far-fetched to not have two. And I have heard in the past that one of our moons got blew up. So it could have possibly been a piece of the old moon that just happened and got pushed back into our orbit because the energy on the planet has increased, which means the gravity on the gravitational pull on the planet has increased, which means that it has the ability to be able to pull that mug in at the right time, at a divine time, right at the right time, to bring forth what? To elevate the dimension, to bring forth in the new dimension, new energy, new beginnings. Or it could just be a plasma ball, like they stated years ago. And the moon could have gave birth to a new moon. Either way it goes, it's here to help with the energy for 2 months. Oh yeah, this darkness right now. Yeah, this the dark phase. It is. It definitely is. Because things on now from here on out is different. It's gonna be different now. This energy ain't finna play with them. It's not gonna play with this system. Even from the weather, the storms, everything you're gonna see is gonna be way amplified. Because the dimension is we're in a different dimension. And this is this phase that we in, this is a very powerful phase. Because everybody talking about, oh, the 3 days of darkness, man, we've been in the shadow phases. We right at that phase, you know, when the sun finna get ready to go down and that shadow phase hit us, you can see the darkness, but it ain't hit your ass yet because the sun's still up. That's the phase we in right now. Darkness is approaching. And I'm telling you, this type of darkness, it's going to be righteous for the guys. But for the others, it's going to be a real hard time. Heaven is no longer a heaven for the asses. It's going to become a hell. So, yeah, this is going to be very interesting. So, look, y'all, to all my guys and goddesses, I appreciate all of you. Y'all already know the love is always real. I enjoy being on this live and having a conversation with all of you and talking. It's been a minute since I've been able to go live and just actually, just channel the spirit and share a lot of the information that the spirit have been, you know, giving me. All of these downloads, I'm telling you, it's so much that's hit me at once, and I have not been able to create videos around these downloads. But I will make it my business to create short videos going back over the things that we talked about in this live, just for you guys to have for y'all records, so y'all can go over and listen to it and share it, and also research for y'all own selves. But look, y'all, the time has been real. Y'all already know what it is. Each one, reach one, teach one. That is the goal. It's been real here with you all. I love you all. And y'all already know what it is. Stay positive free. I mean, not stay positive free, but stay negative free. And I'm out. Y'all have the day that y'all deserve. All right. You can't find my YouTube. My YouTube is on the front of this page right here. It's called The Messenger 6958. It's all one big word together. And if you have a hard time finding it, just hit my inbox up, because I know it's been a struggle. They have been trying to silence me. So they make it really hard for people to find my YouTube. So again, my YouTube is on the front of this page. Go check it out. I will be trying to go live on Instagram and YouTube more because I no longer have a TikTok at all. My mission is complete there. I have done what I needed to do there, and now I'm where I'm at and where I'm supposed to be at this appointed time. So I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all going on and be gods. Peace.